We're into game week 37 Premier League predictions. Smash the like if you've actually been watching since the first week, because I want to give a round of applause to everybody that's actually enjoyed Premier League predictions this year. That's incredible.
Particularly her and him.
Everybody.
Yes, everybody
that's watching this until the end. We've got this week and the last week to come. Thogdad, what are the scores on the doors?
I've got a smile on my boat race because Lawrence McKenna got 7 points and he didn't even predict the Chelsea score. He could have got more, Lawrence.
Got more.
What a guest he is. Thogden, how did you do last week?
10 points.
4 points.
No.
Which means if I get 10 points, I've caught up with you. Thogdad last week got 10 points.
No.
279. This today, Theo, decides who wins because in game week 38, we're coming together, aren't we?
Yeah, we
Against
are.
a very, very special
We've
guest.
got an incredible guest at the end and we can't discuss this. It all comes down to today. Who takes the trophy? Let's bring it on.
Tottenham Hotspur against Brentford. It's 7th against 9th.
Yes.
It's a London derby. North London against West London. Now, Theo, Tottenham Hotspur lost last week to Villa. Harry Kane scored again. He always does. But only 5 teams have been worse defensively than Spurs this season. 59 goals conceded.
In fact, they spent most of it in the top 4, and yet Spurs fans were calling it poor. Just shows you, it gives you perspective. They need to beat Brentford at home.
They do, Theo, but Brentford smashed West Ham last week. In terms of shots, they were miles ahead. They won 2-0. So this could be a bit of a banana skin.
Well, that's the thing. They played a London side and they beat them. They've now gone 8 consecutive games without losing to a London opposition.
Ooh.
Will they beat Spurs away? I mean, never write them off. They went to Chelsea away and they won. It might be tough right now because all the manager's press conference questions will all be about Ivan Toney's 8-month ban. What was your thoughts on that, Dad?
I feel sorry for the guy as an individual. He can't work for 8 months, can't do what he loves for 8 months. But you know what? You do the crime, you do the time.
Simple as that. And they're already preparing for life without him, with Mbuemo scoring goals, Wisser as well, and even Schade, the German from Freiburg. They're still struggling on the road to get points. They've got 1 win from the last 5 games. And Spurs away, this is a game that usually ends 2-0 Tottenham. Historically, I think it's ended like that the last 3 times head-to-head at the new White Hart Lane. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw.
That is brave, Theo. You know what? I think Brentford can win this, but I'm not brave enough to go with that. Tottenham to win 2-1.
And we've gone different on the first predictions, which means points are up for grabs. Who's getting a trophy? We'll find out. Let's go over to the very special guest.
And our guest is none other than Stumpeg, who's made a big comeback on YouTube. Her content is back. I loved that Napoli video, and the Rochdale one was pretty good too, so go check it out.
Hiya Thogden, hiya Thogdad. I've just got one thing to say to you. Get ready to lose. Brentford versus Tottenham. Well, Brentford have been in great form in this last month and they've got nothing to lose now, so the players can just have a bit of fun, can't they, in this match? And Spurs, their attitude and their form, it's been inexcusable, so there's no realistic reason why they should win this game. So I'm going to say Tottenham 1, Brentford 1.
Liverpool in 5th against Aston Villa in 8th place. 2 teams who won last weekend, and Liverpool 7 in a row, Theo. Curtis Jones got a couple, didn't he? But Trent Alexander-Arnold, did you see that free kick goal?
Oh, it was special. And I actually have a feeling Leicester needed it. They needed the points, and then Trent whacked in a free kick like that. But they're now on a 7-game unbeaten streak. Jurgen Klopp is back to his best. The days of a quadruple are over, but they might be back in the race for top 4. It's out of their hands because United have a game in hand, but do you think they have a chance, Dad?
They have a chance. Now, Newcastle slipped up last week. We'll talk more about that. They drew with Leeds. Liverpool just got to keep winning.
They've won the last 6 home games of the season, so they always send those Reds fans off on a good note, and they'll probably be doing it again. They always seem to have a strong May. We saw that last year with their Champions League run-in and the Premier League still pushing for it.
But you know what? Home advantage. It's Liverpool 7 in a row. It'll become 8 in a row. 2-1 Liverpool.
First of all, your prediction could be right because Aston Villa have only won 5 times since 1981, their last away game of the season, which is a really poor record. Don't know why that is a stat, but I've got it. Smash the like button if you've never heard that fact before. And I expect at least 10k likes because you guys better do as you're told. 3, 2, 1. They've smashed it. Aston Villa are now on the same points as Tottenham because of the 3 points that they got off them last week. And now they could potentially finish in the top 7, which was remarkable from Unai Emery, the way he's turned around that season since Gerrard. They've not finished there since the 09-10 season. But having said all that, my score prediction is still Liverpool 2, Aston Villa 0.
I'm going to say Liverpool will win, and it's absolutely nothing against Aston Villa. I genuinely believe right now there's only one team in the entirety of England that could go to Anfield and win against Liverpool at this current moment, and that's Manchester City. Anyone else, I think Liverpool will kill. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if Liverpool manage to steal top 4 of Manchester United, that's worse than Arsenal losing the title to Man City. Liverpool 2, Aston Villa 0.
Wolverhampton Wanderers against Everton, 13th against 17th. Theo, these are two teams who lost last week, and this is a game with massive significance to the relegation dogfight. But the thing about Wolves, like I said, Theo, they are the lowest scoring team in the Premier League, only 30 goals. But at home, like I predicted, they tend to win 1-0.
This could be the 5th straight home win. But not just that, without conceding. And you know, they've beaten Everton in the last 3 head-to-heads.
Do you know what, Theo? This is a very hard one to call. Everton are 1 point above the relegation zone. I think this is going to be a low-scoring game. It's going to be Wolves 1, Everton 1.
So Everton won't stay up on this day?
No, it'll go right down to the last day.
DCL winner, Wolves 0, Everton 1. Sean Dyche Limbs, they survive. I've called it.
Wolves have lost against Man United recently, but every time they've lost under Lopetegui, they seem to bounce back, and Everton are limited with their options. I think they'll play it back 5. I think Wolves will win 3-1 in this game.
Bournemouth in 14th against Manchester United in 4th. This is a big game on the South Coast. Now, Bournemouth lost last week to Crystal Palace.
They did.
But you know what?
They're still tweeting.
Mugging us right off.
They don't stop tweeting.
They're right mugs.
They've lost back-to-back for the first time since March, but it doesn't stop them tweeting at Thogden. They called us out.
And you, and everyone, and every single
I backed
pundit.
Bournemouth for the last few weeks. They didn't decide to clip that. No one said Bournemouth would survive.
No.
They're one of the best underrated seasons in the Premier League. You know what? If you're a Cherries fan, you're watching this. Here's a message from Thogden Thogdad. Congratulations, Gary O'Neill, Bolton legend. Well, he played a season last, so he's a bit of a legend. He's a great guy, and he's done a great job, but I don't think you're going to pick up any points against United. Do you agree?
Well, Man United last week, they smashed Wolves, didn't they? Only 2-0, but 27 shots there, which 9 were on target. Garnacho got a late goal, didn't he? Martial got the other one. United, what do you think about them at the moment?
Well, they're under serious pressure from their arch enemies for top 4. They can't mess it up, and with Erik ten Hag as gaffer, in his debut managerial position at Manchester United, he's got 38 wins, more than anyone else has ever done at United.
Do you know what? This is a game I would love to go to if I can get a ticket. There's only 10,000, aren't there, at that game?
Anyway, you want to tick off the stadium, don't you?
That's true, that. But you know what? Bournemouth 1, Manchester United 2.
Ooh, 2 United wins. Will it be 3? Over to our special guest.
I think Manchester United, the options they've got, the players available that Ten Hag can play with, I think it'll be just a bit too strong for Bournemouth. I'm going to say Manchester United will win 2-0 in this game.
Fulham against Crystal Palace, 10th against 12th. It's a London derby between two teams who won 2-0 last weekend. And Mitrovic is back, and he's back on the score sheet.
Mitro, 10 minutes, he scores. It's what he does.
It's what he does, doesn't it?
He wakes up, scores goals. 2 teams who have actually done pretty well this year. They're pretty happy, both pretty mid-table. How have they gone from Championship football to top 10 in one season? Some people said Fulham would get relegated, but Marco Silva's caught the eye of a few Premier League managers, positions, and it's no surprise.
Fulham have had a great season. Crystal Palace have had the season that you expect, 12th again, Theo. So sort of mid-table. At least they've not gone down like Southampton, like possibly Leeds, possibly Leicester. They've survived. But if you're a Crystal Palace fan, are you happy with that season?
Yes, you are. Roy Hodgson turned it around. He's almost got the same amount of wins as Vieira did the whole season, which is mad. One off it. 75 years old?
Yeah, but
Eze's scored 6 goals in 7 games.
What comes next, Theo? I mean...
A Zaha new contract comes next.
Yeah,
that's what you aim
manager.
for.
Who's your manager next
Good question.
season?
Probably Hodgson. This match could be the last away game for Hodgson ever in his managerial career. If he retires, this could be the final one. And what a way to end it after an incredible appointment with Palace.
So I'm going to go Fulham 2, Crystal Palace 1.
Yeah, Eze's bound to get a goal in the form that he's in, set up by Elise, of course. And Mitro's got one as well. 2-2, 4-goal thriller. Over to our guest.
Fulham versus Crystal Palace, the derby della Hodgson. He's come in, and a team that couldn't score, Palace, he's now got the most out of Eze and got them scoring. But out of respect for the history of the Hodgson, I'm going to say 1-1 for this game.
Nottingham Forest against Arsenal, 16th against 2nd. This has a massive significance because if Arsenal lose this game, that's it. Manchester City win the double. Nottingham Forest got a really good point at Chelsea, didn't they, Theo? What do you think about that? 23% possession, but who cares?
Yeah, well, they can confirm survival here if they get the win and Everton fail to win. People had written off Steve Cooper throughout. A lot of pundits said Forest would go down. Personally, I never did. They've got 7 goals now across their last 2 games, and as you mentioned, incredible. Taiwo Awoniyi, back-to-back braces. He is the man to keep them up.
I did think Forest would get relegated, so if they don't, if they survive, I'm sure their marketing department will put a nice video.
Oh no, not another one.
Not another one.
Not
please.
another
no.
one.
Don't do it, Forest. But what's going to happen here, Theo? This could be a really interesting game.
This could be a third top-flight win for Forest, which would be the first time that's ever happened since 1995-96 season.
You know what? I'm going to go with Arsenal. I'm going to go Forest 1, Arsenal 2. I think it could be a late winner.
Because I've still got to go into detail about what happened. Arsenal Brighton.
Yes.
3-0. Unacceptable, as Arteta said. And I will say the same. Disgrace. Will they bounce back? Do you really think so? You're predicting Arsenal to win?
I do, Theo. I think they'll find it from somewhere. You know, despite what's happened recently with Arsenal, you could say they've bottled it. But overall, coming second with that squad, that is an excellent season.
In this game,
take the season as a whole,
Forest need
Theo.
the points to confirm survival.
Yes.
They don't have to worry about the last day. It's really important that. Take the pressure off. I feel like this could be a draw. Maybe a 2-2, maybe a 1-0. Odegaard, I sense him scoring. He's scored, whenever Arsenal win in the last 2 games, he scored within the first 20 minutes. And I think it's going to happen again. And this time, it's going to be Forest 1, Arsenal 2. I see the same as you.
Yes.
Will the guests make it 3 in a row?
No, the last game at the City Ground, the atmosphere should be electric. It could be a cagey start for Arsenal after last week, but I can't just forget the football Arsenal are capable of because of what happened. I think Arsenal will win 2-1.
West Ham United against Leeds United, 15th against 18th. This is a basement battle between two struggling teams, isn't it? Now, West Ham are up.
Well, West Ham are safe.
Leeds United, okay, we're in the car, the two of us, yeah?
Yeah, we're in the car.
The radio comes on.
Yeah, we're in the car.
Bamford's got a penalty. What do I say straight away?
You say, bam, goal, I'm a bam, goal.
Theo, can we just cut that, Josh? Because that never happened. Let's pretend that never happened. What I said was that Bamford's going to miss that penalty.
Hit the like if you agree that Thogden is a mug.
By the way, the abuse that Bamford got online
yeah.
is disgraceful. The problem with Leeds, Theo, they've conceded 71 goals this season in the Premier League. That is the worst defence in the league. That's the problem.
I think Bamford's going to score. West Ham 1, Leeds 1 is my prediction, and Bamford will get the Leeds goal.
Bamford will not score in this game, but
Why?
I agree with that scoreline. Leeds were totally up for this. Now, Big Sam's record recently, it's not been bad, has it?
No, it's not. It's unfortunate he's left it too late, got unlucky in the Newcastle game. I think Leeds really deserved to have won that. Thing is, West Ham, they don't care about the league anymore. They've got full focus on the Conference League, bring home a European trophy, great season. But I just think they have enough for a draw.
The way that Leeds fought and dug deep against Newcastle, something switched that day for me, and I just got a feeling they could pinch something against West Ham, who have thrown all their eggs into the European basket, rightly so. I'm going to say Leeds 2-1.
Brighton and Hove Albion against Southampton, 6th against 20th. It's a South Coast clash, Theo, between two teams who've had really contrasting seasons. Now, Southampton went down because they lost at home to Fulham. And that's really, you've got to win games like that.
Well, it's incredible. I think it's going to be a party at this game because, you know, they're both going on European holidays next year. You know, Brighton are going to Valencia to go for a nice week. And, you know, Southampton are going to Blackpool.
Southampton, I mean, it's a club we all sort of like. And I suppose unless you're from Bournemouth or something, it's a shame to see them leave the league.
And for Brighton, as I said, European tour next year, they consistently are winning. They've got more games, they've got double game weeks. So we've got another prediction to give for Brighton later. I think they're going to hammer them. I think they're going to absolutely spank them.
Brighton, what an amazing win away at Arsenal, Theo. I mean, what a brilliant season. 6th place.
When that third goal went in, I was just thinking it's absolutely stupid, Nan, that he scored that goal.
Oh, no, you're not just...
It was so stupid
Theo,
how good that goal was.
Josh, you're going to have to cut all these terrible jokes.
What, they're good jokes? Hit the like if you like my jokes. They're good jokes.
Stay away from
Do you know what isn't a joke, though? Brighton 3-0.
Wow, and I reckon Brighton 2, Southampton 0.
I think we're starting to see a tough schedule taking its toll on Brighton, and I think De Zerbi has rotated players against Newcastle to focus on making sure they get the 3 points against Southampton, and I think they will. Brighton 3, Southampton 1.
Manchester City against Chelsea, 1st against 11th. And at the start of the season, you might think this would be a title decider. Well, it is, but between Man City and Arsenal, if they win here, they win the title.
I never said Chelsea would get top 3.
A lot of people did.
Not talking about this game.
They
3-0
beat
is my
Everton
prediction.
last
3-0.
week. Gundogan
Come
got
on.
the goals.
Don't waste your time with City. They win every week. They're going to consistently win every week.
Playing against Raheem Sterling, who scored 2 goals against Forest.
They drew to Forest at home. Now they're going City away.
Chelsea's problem this season is a lack of goals. Only 3 teams scored less.
I know your mug.
Will they get a goal here?
I know your mug.
You say no. I say this will be Man City 2-0.
Man City, they dismantled Real Madrid. Chelsea have massively struggled this season. So why am I sat here thinking that if I don't say 1-1, I'll regret it? I'm not going to. I'm going to say Man City 3, Chelsea 0.
Newcastle United in 3rd against Leicester City in 19th. Oh my goodness, last week. Callum Wilson, 2 more goals. Theo, he's 5th in the scoring rankings this season. Isn't that brilliant?
But this game will all be about Alexander Isak.
Leicester defensively last weekend were appalling.
They're down. They're down. It's over. When Leicester fans said, you're not fit to wear the shirt. They were right.
Yes.
They're not fit. It's not in a fit way, in a mental fit way. They're not caring enough. James Maddison's already thinking about his next club. What I don't know is how they've got the best training facilities in the league, and they're going to be in the Championship next year.
Fall from grace is incredible. 7 years ago, they won the title. They won it with the likes of Kante and Mahrez and other brilliant players.
The FA need to take the Leicester ground off them, so England can train there, because it is literally like it's like a 7-star hotel.
It's the end of the Leicester City Premier League story, isn't it, Theo?
Yeah,
I reckon this is Newcastle 3, Leicester 1.
Well, going Newcastle away is one of the hardest fixtures in the Premier League, and on the confidence that we saw against Liverpool, it's low. I'm going 2-0, as I said, Isaac to score.
I think this could be the game that sends Leicester down. It's all just really toxic, isn't it, at Leicester? It was under Rodgers, and it still feels that way. The last game for Newcastle at home, they can put on a delicious show after a delicious season, and I think they will. Newcastle 2, Leicester 0.
And straight into the double game week, Theo. Brighton and Hove Albion 1, Manchester City 2.
I predicted the same thing.
Oh dear, what does our guest think?
I love Brighton so much. Look how fearless they are. They can beat absolutely anybody playing the way they play. Manchester City might rest players in anticipation of the FA Cup and the Champions League. Manchester City resting players is not like the rest of the league resting players. So I think actually this could play in Man City's favour. I'm going to say 2-1 to Man City.
And finally, Manchester United 1, Chelsea 0.
Manchester United 2, Chelsea 1. And that's when I'm going to win. Prem predictions right on the last game when United-Chelsea finishes 2-1.
Chelsea fans will believe it's coming together because Chelsea will win this game. Because the players, they'll be up for it at Old Trafford. Players always try a little bit harder at Old Trafford, don't they? And the United players, it will be in the back of their mind. City will have just won the league, and it'll be in the back of their mind that they've got an FA Cup final to stop Manchester City for winning that treble. And I just think the occasion will be huge. I'm going to say Chelsea 3, Manchester United 1.
Comment down below who's going to win predictions this week. thogden.pr. I'm ingenious. I'm going to end it there. Bye-bye.